Miranda, what's the cold open? How are we cold opening this?
How do we intro this episode? Also, welcome Miranda.
Also, welcome Miranda. Drew's back as well.
Hi, Drew.
Yeah, I'm back once again, replacing Cordell permanently.
Cordell's big on vacation permanently.
No, we'll call it that.
Not permanently. Hopefully back next week,
but yeah, Miranda, how are we starting this episode?
Oh no!
Remember we sent you that email yesterday that we wanted you to write like hilarious cold open.
You know when you asked if you needed to prep anything, and we said do the cold open.
See, this is the night.
I definitely remember that.
This is the nightmare where you go to class but you're not wearing pants.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is why I asked, is there anything I need to prepare? And then they said no.
It's
because they were planning this all along.
But as per my previous email.
That is actually my pet peeve of language is you don't need both as and per. You just
and welcome to Junk House.
And welcome to Junk House. I'm an asshole.
It's a psychobilly freak out.
Welcome back to Junk House, everybody.
Welcome to Junk House. We're here. We have Miranda guesting.
We have 4 whole people up in here right now. We got 2 guesters, 2 junky jokesters. It's
now
crazy.
It's a junk home.
Yeah, we made this junk house into a junk home.
It's wild. But yeah, real quick, just because, Miranda made me think of this real quick to start off this episode. Let's all go around and list our biggest insecurities. That'd be some fun energy.
Let's start this off on a high note.
Let's start this off on a high note. Hi, I'm Caleb. I'm 6'5", and sometimes I feel like I'm too tall to live. Anyway.
My biggest security is lying to my friends about what they need to prepare for the podcast. So
yeah.
I'm pretty confident in that.
Hi, I'm Drew, and I have no insecurities moving forward.
Oh my god. Well, I'm not gonna lie. I would talk about shit, but my whole week has been Legend of Zelda still, and
Same.
I feel like I have kind of capitalized on that the past few weeks and really talked about it.
Well,
but
okay. I know y'all wanted me to talk about Getter. And
yeah.
I've been meaning to I've been looking for my old screenshots from 2021 because that is when I first stepped onto that hell site.
Yeah, so what is Getter for the listeners? Cuz
yeah.
So Getter is a Twitter, a Republican Twitter clone, and it is a barely functioning website and a barely functioning app. It was even more barely functioning when I first got on there.
Apparently, the tagline is the marketplace of ideas.
Yeah,
I think that's important to note.
Sure. We'll call it that. But when I first got on that app, they didn't even have notifications. Which is a wild thing to even consider for a social media app. So, when I first got on, so how this whole thing started was, a bunch of leftist and communist youths decided, what if we got on this app that was started by Donald Trump's advisor or whatever,
Steve
and
Bannon,
then just spammed furry porn and Sonic porn under everyone's posts on here.
God, I didn't actually know that it was Steve Bannon and not just some random right-wing goof that started this website.
It wasn't Steve Bannon. It was Jason Miller. I forgot where he was on.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was some guy.
Yeah.
Some
guy, not just some guy.
Yeah. Steve Bannon is on the website, though. Not that I follow him, but they still recommend you these Republican shitheads as you're scrolling. It's are you sure you don't want to follow these guys instead of your weird friends who are playing a side character from a series that no one exists? But yeah. So like it started as that, and then it just became like a shit posting website. Like basically like where people were just like recycling other people's posts, like similar to Tumblr in that kind of way. Except like there were no notifications. So if you wanted to keep up with what was going on, you would have to refresh your feed every 0.5 seconds in order to see what was going on, because missing like 5 minutes on Getter was like missing an entire year's worth of content, because that is how often people were just like constantly posting around the clock. This started in July of 2021. I got a message from a friend who was like, yo, you got to check this shit out, and sent me probably some of the funniest shit I've ever seen. One of them was playing, what was the name of the Prince guy, the old as fuck man who died? I forgot. He looked like a corpse of the British monarchy, like right up until he died.
I know who you're talking about.
It's not Andrew, is it?
I'm imagining that one picture of him in the car where he looks like he was literally dead.
Yeah.
And he's just, because it's such a good meme. Wasn't it? It was like the Queen's husband or something.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Queen Lizzie husband. Prince Philip.
Philip. Okay, so yeah, one account was like
filling my mouth with farts.
Yeah, one account was playing Prince Philip, except this was after he died, so they were only geeting in Latin. Oh yeah, something else I should mention.
What?
On this website, it's not called tweets and like retweets. They call them. I don't know. The thing is, this wasn't started by Republicans. This was started by us. They're called geets and re-geets, which is the funniest thing that has ever happened on that website. Is the fact that we call them geets and re-geets.
I don't know. I'm not to pull away, but geeting and re-geeting sounds like having an orgasm and then having like a secondary orgasm separate from the first one.
Oh,
it's like there's an earthquake and then there's like a
there's the aftershock.
The re-quakes.
Yeah, that's the word.
Yeah, it's like you're sitting. It's like if you're coming, you're just like geet. Like that's what it sounds like.
And then re-geet. We all make that sound. Caleb. Yeah.
See, that's what happens. Is actually like after you've geeted, you hear like a DJ scratch. It's like re-geet, and then it happens again.
Like Jet Set Radio, like
exact
points.
Yeah, can you tell? Yeah, I've been listening to a lot of Jet Set Radio.
Fair. It's amazing.
The Prince Philip account was like only geeting in Latin, and like was like talking about summoning like a demon or something because he was in hell.
When I want to get my wife in the mood, I geet in Latin.
Yeah, and then like there was like one account that was like freaking Pitbull, and like I gotta find these screenshots because like it's like literally some of the funniest content I've ever seen online. So I was like, yo, I gotta get on this website.
I'm looking at Getter right now, and Steve Bannon is live streaming in two different places.
Yeah.
On two different accounts.
Yeah. So Sunday we were all hanging out kind of as a group, and I was like, street. I want to get in on this a little bit. So I created an account, and I have not geeted yet. I'm just kind of like scrolling and seeing what's up. And one day earlier this week, I was like, I wonder what Getter is saying about Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. And it's about an 80-20 mix of this one account that is actually posting gameplay clips to Getter. And then the other 20% is people posting about how God is crying and there are tears of the kingdom in heaven.
Oh my God.
It's so dumb.
God.
So like that's about what you would expect.
Have you all heard of, and if so, can you enlighten me about the like Link is Christian discourse?
Oh yeah, I've heard some of that.
Oh my God, I'm gonna look into this.
I'm googling Link is Christian. Is Link Christian? Zeldapedia.
Yeah, on Zeldapedia on fandom, but Zelda, it says Christianity. Christianity was the intended religion of the Legend of Zelda series prior to the creation of the Golden Goddesses. I don't know if that's accurate, but
yeah. So,
huh?
Because people were very upset about the whole Twink Link thing.
Yeah.
When I say people, people, you know which people.
Your average getter user.
Yeah. The average getterer.
And they're like, Link is not a twink. He's a pure Christian hero protecting a woman or whatever. And then there was all this like debate about like, sure, this fictional guy in this fantasy world is Christian. Yeah. And then that led to, I'm going to share with you in text.
This is also the picture on fandom.
Yeah.
Yes, I was about to send that.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine. You just beat me to it. So yeah, Link appearing to kneel before a crucifix in A Link to the Past. By the way, I've played none of these games, so
I think
is Link Christian?
Well, I mean, right off the bat, all of the entire series has themes of reincarnation. So, I mean,
I guess it could be said.
Christian.
He could just be Jesus sing over and over again.
Yeah, he could just be Jesus.
I mean, so what people are using as like the Link has the Bible in it is in the original Legend of Zelda game. There is a book of magic that you get that it's just a brown book with a cross on it.
Yeah,
that's really it. And that's only in the Japanese version. But in the Japanese version, it is called a Bible, but that's because their word for Bible is like almost the same word as book, from what I understand. Right. So,
I mean, so is Bible. You know?
Yeah,
Bible is means book.
Bible book. This website has like a bunch of small things, like
so
it has all the small things.
In the Target demo of Breath of the Wild that Elizabeth played the other day, there's like, you know, the old temple right in the starting area that like that's definitely a church, you know?
Yeah.
The Temple of Time is 100% like a cathedral.
Like
this
cathedral.
is,
and I mean, there are always like, I think there are things that it's like, hey, this is supposed to resemble a place of like sanctuary and rest and like holiness. And then, you know, when you're trying to make that pretty obvious for a player, you got to draw in real world like places. And, you know, and as true as it is or not, like churches kind of do resemble that in the real world as a place of rest. And
churches just own shit. Oh my God. America really dropped the ball when they invented evangelical Christianity and started putting churches in strip malls. Pretty grody.
Yeah. Really disgusting.
I kind of want to do a research paper into the like brutalism in the church, like the architectural style of brutalism, where it's just like gray cinder blocks and that's it, and that's all you get.
There's such a cool brutalist mosque that has this cool scene. Yes, I see it.
But as to is Link is Legend of Zelda Christian or not? No, there's a whole religion in the game around the 3 golden goddesses and the goddess they created, Hylia. Like, no,
that's very funny, but it's an allegory.
No,
stupid.
It's not an allegory.
It's just drawing inspiration, you know?
Yeah.
Like things exist.
That's what's so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But don't you know, Drew, things
crazy.
Can't exist without Christians co-opting it anyway.
Yeah, I know.
And also, I think that is just, and don't quote me on this because now I can't think of a single example, but I also do feel like Japanese gang makers are just like, I think Christianity is neat and I'm going to put it in all my art, you know?
I mean, it's kind of like the idea of like Americans making a bunch of stuff with other cultures in it too. Yeah, it's like it's the different culture, so it's like that's way more interesting than what I grew up because I'm so used to what my parents taught me.
Yeah, it is kind of wild. That's like I was telling Olivia and I the other day were talking about like kind of culture blending and stuff by talking about city pop, which is a 1970s and 80s Japanese style.
Japanese, yeah.
Yeah, where it's kind of just like, hey, Western music is getting into Japan and becoming popular. So this was the Japanese take on a Western style. And like Olivia's been really liking it. And I'm like, yes, this is this is what good things can happen when cultures collide in a not war way.
Yeah.
Like another
Maria Takeuchi, my goddess,
my queen.
Ain't nothing like a funky
my
beat.
golden goddess, Maria Takeuchi.
Another example of that is definitely Japanese jazz fusion. If you've ever listened to that, which is just like them.
You got me into that.
Like certain artists such as like Cassiopeia, but like it's beautiful, like amazing, just like such a cool blend of culture, or just like listening to like J-jazz in general. It's them taking like jazz from the American, being like, here's our take on it. What do you think? And it's really cool just to see cultures blend like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, Miki Matsubara is incredible. Listen to all her stuff.
You know what else Japan gave us though?
What is
and this
Japan?
Is kind of a hint. We read reviews and they're really bad, so guess the movie.
Oh my gosh, I got it 2 weeks in a row.
So for Miranda, this is a little game where I'm gonna read a 5-star review on Letterboxd, and you guys are gonna have to
This
guess.
is a funny podcast.
Yes, this is a funny podcast where we
have fun.
I forgot. I thought it was Big Brain Time.
No,
we're
goofing. We're goofing.
We do have Big Brain Time occasionally, but this is primarily a goof podcast for boners. And
this is kind of the same pacing as what happened last episode. It's like we were having like a serious discussion about ADHD, and then it was game time, you know?
Yeah.
And then,
it's game time.
You know? Oh, yeah. It's always game time.
Come on and slam. All right.
Okay, this is a 5-star review from Chell. Shell. This may be the worst film I've ever seen. It's not as awful as Little Italy starring Hayden Christensen and Emma Roberts, but it's real close. I paused the movie to find out how much longer we had to endure this abomination. Turns out we were only halfway through and had over an hour left to go. I was genuinely on the verge of tears because I couldn't handle how terrible it was, and I didn't want to waste another hour of my life watching this disgrace. So we skipped to the last 10 minutes of the film, and it was still absolute trash. I was laughing so hard and drenched my face with tears because it was that awful. Conclusion: there's a big root in the sky with a blue light and it's floating away. Who the hell cares? Should be called, basically the title, so I'm not saying it. That's a quote from their dad.
A big root in the sky with a blue light in it? Is that
big root in the sky with a blue light?
And you said Japanese, so that is kind of a hint.
A little bit of a hint.
And also the fact that they know what Little Italy is by Hayden Christensen and Emma
Yeah,
Roberts.
that's a big hint.
Yeah,
so
without Googling, goodness. Why am I thinking it's like it's like a Miyazaki movie that this person just did not get the actual point? I'm gonna guess blue root in the sky. Ponyo. I haven't seen that one, so
no,
not Ponyo. Okay.
I can read you another 5-star review.
For the same movie? Yeah, do it. Yes.
I didn't know Studio Ghibli could make a bad film, sadly.
It's Laputa.
It's not. Well, yes. I forget that that's also the name. It's
It's Castle in the Sky.
It has two. Yeah. I always forget that it's
another one I haven't seen.
No, that is actually like in the top 3 best Ghibli movies.
I love it.
Actually,
it's one of my favorites. Like growing up, I watched that all the time.
I haven't seen that many Ghibli films. I've only seen 3, and they're the ones I own.
Which ones have you seen?
Okay, so I've seen Spirited Away. I've seen Howl's Moving Castle.
Killer.
Of course.
And I've seen what's the Kiki's Delivery Service.
So those are the 3 that I've seen,
good.
but I've also seen what was it called? It had the pig man in it.
Porco Rosso.
Porco Rosso.
That's my favorite.
God, that's one of my favorites.
I've seen those 4. There's one that I want to watch, but Olivia said she won't watch it with me, so I'm just gonna have to wait. But it's
Grave of the Fireflies.
Grave of the Fireflies. Yeah.
I will also never watch that.
I'd rather be a pig than a fascist.
That's such a good line.
That's the best line. And it's Michael Keaton is the voice.
Yes.
Oh my gosh! Now I need to watch
Porco,
it.
Yeah.
My other favorite. This is based opinions with old Mirandy. My other favorite is Nausicaa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. It's so good. I haven't seen it in forever, but that's a that's a yeah.
Sometimes I forget movies that I've seen and that I haven't. So I looked up Studio Ghibli movies just to see. I've seen more of these than I gave myself credit for. Because I've seen Princess Mononoke, which was beautiful. Oh my gosh. What else have I seen? I haven't seen Castle in the Sky. Oh, Totoro.
Yes, that one's so cute.
I need to see My Neighbor Totoro.
Very cute.
I didn't realize Arrietty was a Ghibli movie. The Secret World of Arrietty. Yeah. That's incredible.
I think that's the first one I ever saw and never realized it was the Ghibli movie.
I'm gonna have
to watch. Anyone ever seen
all
The
of
Wind
these.
Rises?
Yeah, that one was sad as shit. That was depressing.
That's like based off of his parents, I believe. It's like somebody in his family. Yeah, it's really sad, but it's good. It's really good.
Yeah, I don't know. That one, it kind of, there's a lot of Ghibli movies that are like a slow moving plot, but in a good way. And this one was just kind of like, man, stuff really is just happening right now,
Man, things happen, right?
I remember talking to Olivia once about how like the Ghibli movies that are more like kids movies. So like we're not talking, Grave of the Fireflies or really Princess Mononoke. Yeah, I'm talking. Yeah,
I honestly wouldn't even put Spirited Away in that one because that one is terrifying.
Yeah.
Claire still can't watch it because of the parents being turned into pig scene.
Yeah. I would say like Spirited Away.
Disturbing, yeah.
Yeah, if you're like if you're like a cool 8 to 10-year-old, yeah, you're fine.
And you listen to this podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're 8 to 10 years old and you listen to this podcast, number one,
what's up, cool baby?
What's up, cool baby? You were born after 2010. That makes me wildly uncomfortable to think that time works that way. Anyway,
you're right.
Yeah, but no, we were talking about how like it's kind of like the movies play out. Spirited Away, Totoro, Kiki, they play out how kids tell a story. Like how a 5-year-old tells a story, and they emphasize the parts that you're like, why aren't you talking about the important thing? You're talking about all these other little things that don't seem that important to the actual plot of what you're getting at.
It's like the kid telling you the story.
Yeah, and I mean,
there was a big thing, and his name was Totoro, and
yeah. Well, it's even like Kiki's Delivery Service specifically. It's like, hey, why are you not spending more time about the blimp coming and almost crushing the town? That seems like a very important thing to talk about, but you're talking about delivering bread.
One of my favorite things about Kiki's Delivery Service is the fact that it has no actual plot. It is literally just like, I thought it's just like, here's a girl having a great time in a new town. Like it's a feel-good movie. It's just like, here is a girl who finds a way to use her witch prowess in order to deliver baked goods, and it's wonderful. I adore Kiki's Delivery.
Oh, I absolutely, I adore the movie. Cute. It is incredible. But no, we were talking about like it is kind of
like, here is war. It's about war, all right?
Yeah, I love both of them so much. Here is my only problem with Ghibli movies in general, is all of them just make me feel tired, and I don't know why. It's like I start watching them, and I'm instantly like, I could take a nap right now. It's just without fail.
It's Joe Hisaishi's amazing soundtracks.
Ooh,
it is Joe Hisaishi, 100%.
And they're so beautiful. Like the animation and art is too.
Yeah, I mean, but like obviously, Howl's Moving Castle is very important to Olivia and me. Like she walked down the aisle to Carousel of Life, so like that's it's great.
It's the bisexuality of it all, you know?
Yeah, for real. Also, Calcifer, what a goal, honestly. What a goal to just be a little demon causing trouble.
Little fire guy.
He just looks so comfy at all times.
He does. He's like, I love making bacon and eggs on my head.
It's fucking Billy Crystal. Like, how could you go wrong?
Oh my God.
It's so good. So good.
Yeah, the English voice casts of all those movies are just perfect.
For real.
The thing is, I didn't watch these movies until like very late in my life, like only like fairly recently in like the past 5 years. Because I didn't watch them as a kid because the animation and what they would show in like coming up next on Cartoon Network would be like look terrifying to me, because I would see like these awful pig people, or I would see like the horrible Spider-Man. He's a nice guy in the movie in Spirited Away, but like I would look at this like art style and it like creeped me out. Whenever I probably like an uncanny valley thing, but like it just creeped me out as a kid, and so I never watched them. And then like I watch them now because I really appreciate the stories and the art style. But yeah.
And not even like just creeped out. Like Spirited Away has the whole water spirit that's all gunked up, and it's so gross. It's animated. Like, oh, the muck.
That's so satisfying though. When it just all starts running out, and it's like, ugh. I felt it.
Yeah.
It's just so gross, though.
Speaking of Howl's Moving Castle, which stars Billy Crystal, which Billy Crystal was on SNL in the early 1980s, and it was fast forward to 20 years later. This is like one of the most drawn out segues I've ever done. Yeah. But fast forward 20 to 25 years later, when who arrives on the scene but a young Tim Robinson, who was on SNL for one season and left because they wouldn't let him do any of his sketches. Well, what does he do with those sketches that were rejected at SNL? He goes and makes a masterpiece of a show on Netflix called I Think You Should Leave.
It's so good, and the third season came out yesterday as of recording.
It came out yesterday, and I'm probably going to watch a few episodes today, if possible.
I watched the first episode yesterday, and it was pretty good.
I have prepared a quiz for you three over not only I Think You Should Leave, because I know that Miranda has not watched much or any I Think You Should Leave. So I decided to throw in two more topics, and that is Dungeons and Dragons, which is something we all know pretty well.
Those are the two topics. Dungeons.
And the third one
and dragons.
The third one is, of course, me, because I couldn't think of a third topic. So it's just a little how well do you know Caleb quiz at the end.
That's cute.
Okay.
Which means there's two questions about each topic, and then there's a tiebreaker in case we need it.
Okay.
All right. So our players now have buzzers, which is great because and Miranda, aka Shitman, has already buzzed in. So everything is multiple choice. There are 4 options. So I'm gonna read through. There goes Shitman yet again, buzzing in. Haven't even gotten through all the directions of the game,
so
and here we
just
go.
A big button on my screen.
Anyway, so I want you guys to let me get through all 4 of the multiple choice options before you buzz in. that would be great. So,
can do.
Okay.
All right. So, which of the following is not in the baby shower gift bags in the baby shower sketch of season 1 of I Think You Should Leave? So, which of the following is not?
Okay.
A. Stanzo brand fedoras. B. Black slick back hair wigs. C. Plastic meatballs. Or D. Fake cigars that smell like shit. That was a very fast Samantha buzz in.
Is the fake cigars?
It is. So 1
Damn,
point.
I actually have seen that one, and then I forgot the buzzer existed.
The Stanzo brand fedoras.
Stanzo brand fedoras. So
I'm gonna need you to buy all 200. If I don't make profit, it's not worth it for me.
It's so good. I just love that, Miranda. So much of I Think You Should Leave is just the sense of humor I associate with you. I think you should watch it sometime. It's very good.
I think you should leave and watch it.
I think you should leave and watch it.
No, don't actually leave. I'm sorry.
Don't actually
actually leave. It was a joke.
Thank you for podcast. I go now.
Anyway,
so to the listeners who couldn't see that, Miranda just got sucked off into a wormhole and shot off into a place where time does not exist.
But not like
I can't believe you guys just watched me get sucked off. That's so invasive of my
That's so
privacy.
embarrassing.
Oh my fuck. Anyway, question number 2 from my favorite sketch.
Oh, reset the buzzer.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna reset the buzzers. Question number 2 from my absolute favorite sketch from I Think You Should Leave still to this day. Who is the absolute worst baby in the Baby of the Year contest? Is it A. Dinky Derrick, B. Little Tootie Tinkums, C. Bart Harley Jarvis, or D. Chode McGuff? Oh God!
Bart Harley Jarvis.
Samantha again with the point. Bart Harley Jarvis.
That's what I was gonna say.
And you would
my trigger fingers.
Anyway, I still occasionally. I once tried to show that sketch to my stepdad, and he did not think it was very funny that somebody yelled at a baby, "Fuck you, Bart Harley Jarvis, I hope you die." Like, he did not appreciate that being yelled at a baby.
He's too pure.
I personally assume that all babies are Bart Harley Jarvis, so I just kind of go out on the street and scream at children. Does that track for y'all?
I think that's completely normal.
Okay, cool. Just making sure.
Is that the same sketch where they talk about the other baby? It's like, the dad didn't need to do the oral.
Yeah, that's all the same sketch. Where it's so good. That sketch made me like literally laugh until my stomach hurt. It was just so good. All right.
He's trying to kill him.
Also, quick shout out as well to Sam Richardson, who has appeared on several episodes. One of fantastic actor, very, very funny gentleman. Love Sam Richardson. Just quick shout out
with Sam Richardson, I had to say, if you have not watched Ted Lasso, watch it, because Sam Richardson has a side character in it that is one of the funniest things I've seen in my life. I can't remember. I can't remember which African country he's from, but I remember it is either Nigeria or Ghana. He just plays this like megalomaniac billionaire that is just like wanting to open his own soccer league and keeps just like being a dick and calls different players like, he's like, Pinky Dick, I remember you. And it just shit like that. And it's so good. Anyway, moving on to question number 3, the buzzers are reset. According to Wizards of the Coast, in their How to Build a Character guide, which of the following abilities should you put points into if you're not sure what to pick? A. Perception. B. Survival. C. Arcana. Or D. Medicine. Oh, that was, Miranda, quick with the buzzer.
I'm just wild guessing here because this is how I'm not only this game, but every game that involves building characters and choosing abilities, I always go with perception. So that is my guess.
And you are correct. Wizards of the Coast is just putting your extra, like if you have extra points to spend, put them into perception, which, you know, I agree with that. Honestly,
no, I feel like that makes sense. Like, honestly, of all the D&D games I've played, the perception check is the most used move. So, like, yeah.
Absolutely. It was kind of hard to find 3 other abilities from that list that were like even in the same tier as perception. Mm-hmm. But I was like, you know what? I feel like Wizards of the Coast would be like, take medicine in case you need to heal your friend. But
I was going to say survival is my second guess, but yeah, that makes sense.
Survival, though,
I feel like it's falling out of
either
favor.
Like build specific or like situation specific, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you're doing a very like urban campaign, you're not going to really need survival a whole lot unless you rework the idea of survival to be more like street smarts, you know?
Mm-hmm. Well, I think that's cool as hell, though. Now I have an idea for a campaign. Anyway.
I was thinking of survival wrong probably anyways, because I was thinking of it more in like a Fallout way, which is like you have like, this is how many health points you're probably going to have. Anyways, moving on.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Survival is more just like if survival in Fallout only affected how good you can make stuff at the campfire.
Oh, geez.
And that's survival in D&D, you know?
Which the thing is, that tracks for sure, because that's the most used skill in Fallout for sure, is everybody making stuff at the campfire.
Yep. So, next question. I need to reset the buzzers.
Yeah, you do.
I need to reset the buzzers again because Miranda keeps ringing in. It's, you know, Shitman keeps popping up.
Shitman living up to the name, I see. All right.
Okay. I'm done.
Question number 4. Right now, it is, oh God, Miranda.
Also, every time we buzz in, Caleb is getting a noise. And it's ringing in his ears.
It's a hell noise. It's kind of a hell noise, honestly.
But I can't hear anything, so
it doesn't count
for yourself if you want.
No, it's fun. It's kind of funny for me at this point. Question number 4, Miranda. Oh my God. It keeps happening.
That was the last one. I promise.
It was not.
Question number 4. How many races are in the core handbook for D&D 5th edition?
Oh, no.
Counting
sub races?
No, just the core races. So like human, half elf.
Yeah.
Don't say them all or else we'll know. Go ahead.
Yeah. All right. A, 12. B, 5. C, 8. Or D, 9.
Oh, damn.
Drew.
I'm going to say C8.
That is incorrect. I'm sorry.
Is it 9?
It is 9. Yep.
Yes.
Samantha, you were the second to buzz in on that one, so we're going to go with that. It is 9. And I forgot that half-orc is one of the base races.
Yeah.
I just completely forgot that.
Yeah, they're pretty fun and cool.
Yeah, Wizards of the Coast really going for the bisexuals out here, including tiefling, half-orc, and half-elf. Yeah. Just all right there for you. Just gunning for us.
I always forget tiefling exists, but then I hear of so many people playing tiefling. Anyways.
This one, I'm curious. This question, I will not read the multiple choice. I'll let you guys buzz in first, and then if nobody gets it, then I'll give you the multiple choice. What's my first name? That'd be Miranda.
Dang it. I know.
It's Steven.
Yeah.
It is indeed Steven.
Yeah.
It's Steven. Yep. I go by Caleb because when I was a young child, I had a severe lisp that still comes out sometimes. And I didn't want people to bully me and call me Steven, so I started going by Caleb because I could say it.
I always think about that little chihuahua, the Steven with a PH. And
That's
Steven.
Yeah. Steve. That is, yeah. The other options, just for fun, were William, Charles, or William again.
That's why you were William last season, because you're like, finally, somebody gonna call me by my first name.
Finally, I get it. No, it's Steven, unfortunately. Anyway, next up, this one is gonna be fun. I will read the options.
Okay.
In the year 2020, who was my Spotify #1 artist?
Oh.
Is it A, the Mountain Goats? B, They Might Be Giants? C, Neutral Milk Hotel? Or D, Jack Stober's Micropop? Ooh, Samantha, very quick. So it'll go Samantha, Drew, then Miranda will have the last option.
Dang it.
When I'm thinking back to talking to you in the year 2020, for some reason, my first instinct, and if this is wrong, I'm going to be upset. Neutral Milk Hotel.
That is incorrect.
Fuck! I think I know which
that's
one
fine.
it is.
That's
then.
what I was going to guess. Okay.
All right, so Drew, you're going to be next up.
Pressure's off.
Okay, so for 2020, I want to say They Might Be Giants.
Drew coming in with the right answer. It was
That
They
was my
Might
second
Be
guess.
Giants.
That was my second guess.
Yeah, all 4 of those were in my top 5. It was very close. Neutral Milk Hotel was number 3. Mountain Goats number 2. Jack Stober's Micropop coming in at number 4. Man, that actually brings us to a tie with Samantha 2, Miranda 2, Drew 1. So we will actually go to the tiebreaker.
Excellent.
So we actually miscounted, and me, Samantha, won. But we're still gonna do the tiebreaker round because I'm recording this in the future. Have fun.
And
tiebreaker,
just,
more like goodbye breaker.
Just for fun, Drew, you're back in on this one. This question's worth 2 points, which means if Drew gets it, it will put them ahead by 1 point, and they will win.
Ooh, wild card.
And this one, I don't think I've told any of you, so this is fun.
God.
Which of the following was supposed to be my name until my mom vetoed it? A, William Morris Burley. B, Nolan Ryan Burley.
No,
C,
nice try.
Pierre Gaston Burley. Or D, Austin Levi Burley. Ooh, Samantha with the first buzz.
I'm gonna say A.
Just to make it more fun,
don't do it to me. Just tell me if I'm wrong.
Miranda, what would be your guess? Because you were the second.
My guess would be D, Austin Levi Burley.
That was my second guess.
Drew?
I was also going to go with D.
This game ends in a tie. Wow. Wow. No, it's fun because it's the one that nobody expects. My original name was supposed to be Pierre Gaston Burley.
That was my second guess.
God.
Really?
Yep.
Nice try with the Nolan Ryan.
Damn.
That is my dad's favorite baseball player.
I know Nolan Ryan, the baseball player.
Yep. It was supposed to be my brother's name.
Yo.
William Morris is actually a family name and was considered, but here's the truth.
So technically I wasn't wrong.
You weren't entirely wrong. But yeah, no, my dad wanted to name me Pierre Gaston. And my mom was like, absolutely the fuck not. You're not going to name our son that. He's going to be bullied.
I feel like Pierre would have been fine, but like Gaston, I feel like there's too much knowledge around that name for like people to not just immediately start singing that song every time they hear your name. Like,
so my dad switches the story every time he tells it between I really wanted to name you Caleb, so I said that to make your mom veto that so she would settle for Caleb. But then he also sometimes says, no, I really did want to name you that. So like, either
what is
way.
it, Dad?
What is it?
A liar. Anyway. Goodness gracious. So that game
storage facility for all your trauma.
Yeah. That game ends in a tie between Sammy and Miranda.
So we'll have to have Miranda back at some point.
The tiebreaker fight to the death.
Yes.
Yep. The tie
fight. The tie fighter.
TIE Fighter.
TIE Fighter, yes.
Yes.
TIE Fighter. I hardly know her.
She's my best friend, so fuck off.
Speaking of games, I've been playing a lot of Skyrim recently.
Hell yeah.
Ooh, excellent.
So like my character that I just recently finished with, I started playing in the year 2020. And so like I've been playing on and off on that character, just like kind of building them up for a while. It was like my first official character in Skyrim. So like the build was trash. I like started off with a magic thing and then like realized I like stealth more. So like it got like really spread out. I barely beat it in the end. Like it was an interesting time though. I know some of you have played it. Have all of you played Skyrim at some point?
Yes.
So.
Yeah.
Oblivion is my favorite. I do have to say.
I still need to play
love Oblivion. I really can't pick between them. It's Skyrim because that's my comfort game, but like
there's
Morrowind is just Morrowind is so good.
Somebody was making a Sky Oblivion. Have you heard of that?
I have not heard of Sky Oblivion.
Oh wait,
she's Sky on my rim until Oblivion. Sorry, that came in my brain.
That's wonderful. Oh no, I just came in my brain. Anyway, I was sorry. Morrowind is my narrow second favorite after Skyrim, not Oblivion.
I was wondering because you said 3 games there, and I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah, I was like,
Oblivion is definitely my second favorite. But man, yeah, I just love Morrowind.
Oblivion is my favorite though. And people have been making a Oblivion mod for Skyrim. Like the entire
I have heard of Sky Oblivion, yeah.
In Skyrim, and I can't wait.
I think they already did Skywind.
Probably. I wouldn't be
surprised. I think I've heard of Skywind.
They had a entire DLC that you went to Morrowind. I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, in Skyrim, the Solstheim DLC. Yeah, that one's fun. That's my favorite. It has the Morrowind music. It's great.
The fun thing is, like, fans could make an entire remaster of Morrowind and plus Oblivion, and those remasters, like, if they did it down to the last detail, to the last pixel of like making it look as good as they possibly could, it would still come out before Elder Scrolls 6 will, because Todd Howard will not stop dragging his freaking feet.
Okay, yeah. So Skywind is a total conversion mod that is remaking Morrowind into the more modern Skyrim Special Edition. I don't think Skywind is done yet, though, either.
I know very little about these games because I just don't pay attention to lore enough outside of games that I already know about the lore. So I don't know. It took me until, and this is kind of embarrassing, until I started dating Olivia to realize that Oblivion, Morrowind, and Skyrim were all in the same universe.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah.
Caleb, part of the title is the Elder Scrolls.
Yeah, the Elder Scrolls.
But when you're me, it doesn't connect.
Okay.
But I will also say, when people talk about these games, they don't typically talk about the Elder Scrolls Part 5 Skyrim. They just say like Skyrim.
But like I feel like Caleb had seen the title at some point.
I don't think Caleb did.
I genuinely will tell you, I owned a copy, like a physical copy for Switch, and I just saw Skyrim. I in my brain like erased the Elder Scrolls part, which is just very wild.
Here's the thing is, I also didn't learn that like they were all in the same universe until like pretty late in my life after playing. Like I got Skyrim back in like 2015. I didn't really get into it until 2020. But like I also didn't realize, I was like, oh, there are other of these until like I was like well into playing Skyrim. I was just like, oh, okay, cool.
Oh, yeah.
I think I vaguely knew that Skyrim was like a 5th game in a series, but I didn't play any others or have any like real interest in any others, or just gaming in general till I met Elizabeth. So like I'd been playing Skyrim for a while, but I was really bad at it and didn't really get how games work.
I guess I knew it when I first played Oblivion, and it's just, that is especially funny to me because each of them say Elder Scrolls and then what number they are.
But yeah, in much Elder smaller Scrolls text, 5, I will say that.
Skyrim. But it's just funny because it's on the title.
I think in my defense, I also come from being a Legend of Zelda player where every Legend of Zelda game has in very big font, The Legend of Zelda, Skyward Sword. Like, that is kind of what I'm used to. So when it's not that big, I don't realize it. Or like Fallout 2, Fallout New Vegas. Like, you can't say just, I played 4 the other day.
Yeah, I understand.
But like, you can just say like Skyrim.
It's also like easier, I would say, for you to remember, Sammy, because you played Oblivion. And like, you probably, like, you're like a tad older than us. So like, did you play Oblivion like when it like came out, I would assume?
Let me see. I don't remember when Oblivion came out.
Samantha, you're old. So
you're old as shit. I'm not that much older than you guys, I don't think.
Wow.
You're like 47,
Grandma.
I think. I'm like
later
19.
grandmas.
Later grandma. I'm like 19.
I didn't play it when it released because
gotcha.
it came out in 2006. So I would have been 11.
Let's see. I remember whenever Skyrim came out and like a ton of people were like talking about it, and I was just like, okay, cool.
I played Skyrim when it came out.
I played Skyrim in 2015 for the first time. I'm like, for like 5 minutes, it felt like I got to like the first dungeon where like you try to get like the dragon stone or whatever, and I got stuck fighting the spider because I couldn't figure out what I was doing, and like I just kept dying there, so I was like, I'm done.
Yeah, to me, Skyrim is not a game you play to finish. It's a game you play to run around and do all these goofy side quests.
Well, that's the best part of like that, and of like games like New Vegas, and anything made by Bethesda, but like, and of most games in general is just like the fun side quests you can.
Those games, every game by Bethesda like that, I see as modding fodder. Because like the main stories are great, but my favorite things have always been mods for that game, especially Skyrim. Because
I just adore. I like good character creators, and Skyrim is an incredible character creator.
Yeah.
But it's also very funny because it like I think you can tell what kind of person somebody is and like their sense of humor based on how they treat a character creator. Because like Olivia will spend hours making her character look as pretty and awesome as possible. Whereas I just make my character look like basically a shit stain in a carpet and make them as weird looking as possible. Like if I can make my character look like Toad from the X-Men, I'm gonna do it every time.
My least favorite X-Men.
Oh, I hate him, but I want to hate my character. That way when he dies, I don't feel upset. Like,
wow, that's a brilliant strategy.
Yeah, like whenever I was first playing, I had a similar thing because like when I was first playing Bloodborne for the first time, I was like, oh, this is going to be an unfortunate experience for me. I was like, this is going to be a very hard game. And so I tried to make this like evil crony witch looking character. I just tried to make her face like as messed up as possible. So I was like, if I'm ever just like downtrodden along the way, I won't feel this bad because I can just look at this woman's face. But then as I really got into the game and got really good at it, I was like, well, dang, now I kind of have to look at her until I finish the game now.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely. I feel like I'll make like the most fuckable character in the video game, right? But then I'll name it like Cum Stain. And then all the dialogue will be like, Cum Stain will save us all. And I'm like, man, I'm invested in this game and I have to play with this
character named Cum Stain.
I mean, like, yeah, and like when it comes to like character creators, like if I can make them the hottest possible character, why not? You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
this is like in not to, but like Tears of the Kingdom, you can name all your horses, and I genuinely here I have two naming conventions for horses. It is type out a word, remove all the vowels. So like trombone became Trimbin, which is one of my best horses. Or I just have a horse that's like one of the legendary horses of the game that's named New Horse.
That's my favorite. I only have one horse right now, and it's from the tutorial of how to like register horses. And the dude's like, it's named Spots, and I named it Sports.
That's great.
But I have so much. I don't even know my naming convention because I play Pokemon, so like I just do off the wall shit. Like I named my Azumarill, who is a fairy water type, Fair Wages, and I love.
There you go.
That's pretty funny.
I like that.
I've done it like a bunch of different ways over the years. Like at one point, like I just named it after like I named like one of my characters after Bruce Lee, or like I named like a different one like Chuck or whatever. And then like later I like named like a team after y'all of like all the players on Nat Wonderful and like our various characters.
Nice.
And then like I don't know, like I was playing recently, like I got a Squirtle and I named it Squirty. Like that's like I can just kind of I'll just kind of go all over the place of just like if like, oh, I got a Machamp, here's Machampy. I don't freaking know. But like, yeah, I don't really have a naming convention. It just kind of, it ranges from like D&D characters that I've played or played with to complete and utter nonsense.
Yeah. I feel like Elizabeth has like a naming convention that makes sense, where she'll be like, create a character and then be like, what like human nationality does this character look closest to? And then she'll do a name generator for like, you know, Russian names or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
And then she'll name it one of those. Or like, oh, you know, I'm playing an elf in Dragon Age, and elves all have like Welsh type names, so I'm gonna give my elf a Welsh name, you know? And then my naming convention is something that will make me laugh. I'm still the proudest of my Knights of the Old Republic characters, because my KOTOR 1 character, his name was Jeff Twink Bottom.
I love that.
And then my KOTOR 2 character, her name was Muff Diver.
Oh my
Fucking
god.
incredible.
That's incredible.
So that's how and both those games made me cry. So like, you know,
Muff Diver.
Whenever you were describing Elizabeth naming a character like Welsh or whatever, just like, I don't know, I'll name this character Welsh, and just typing in Christian Bale. But
Welsh.
I love that. You know, speaking of things that are Welsh, it's not it's let me get another go with this. Let me go. Okay, let me land it. Speaking of things that are Welsh, probably a member of the Reverend Horton Heat is of Welsh descent at some point. So, Psychobilly Freakout by Reverend Horton Heat. It's our opening and closing music, and it's a banger and a half. It's off the album Smoke 'Em If You Got 'Em, and 10 out of 10. Banger of a track. So glad that we get to use it as our opening and closing music.
Thank you. If you liked this episode, and especially with our guests, you can rate and review us on iTunes. We also have a TikTok. It's Junk House Pod on TikTok. Posting some funny stuff there, so go check it out.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Anything you two want to plug? You want to yell?
Yeah. Go listen to Nat Wonderful. That's the other podcast that all four of us are a part of. Go check that out. New season coming out soon. More details to come out about that. Soon as well.
Okay, Miranda, now you say, and as we say every week.
And as we say every week in this podcast that I'm a part of all the time and not a guest on at all.
I love that we close every episode like
that. Every single episode. Bye.
Bye.
It's a psychobilly freakout!